Google Play. Remember, today, download every dollar for free on the App Store or Google Play.
The voice of Berks and beyond. 830 WEEU ready.
The voice 830 WEEU.
Redner's presents Food for Thought. Your chance to learn nutrition information, how to achieve your lifestyle goals, the types of food to eat, and how to prepare them. Starring Meredith McGrath, registered dietitian and coordinator of the Health Sense program at Redner's, and Chef Tim, executive chef and director of food service at Redner's. The views expressed on Food for Thought are not necessarily those of the staff, management, ownership, or sponsors of 8:30 a.m.
We are just getting final set up, so it'll just be another few seconds.
And now, here are your hosts, Meredith and Chef Tim.
All right, Matt, you ready? Yep. Okay. All right, let's count it down in 3, 2, 1. Good evening, folks. Welcome once again to Redner's Food for Thought here on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. Also on Facebook. Make sure you go on to Facebook, look up Redner's Warehouse Markets, and you will be able to find us there, live on the air. And we have a lot to get to today. I'm Andy P. alongside Meredith McGrath.
Hello.
And Chef Tim. Hi.
Good to see you guys.
Thank you.
It's early.
It's a little bit early, right? And
we're out of sync.
We're a little bit exhausted, and I think it might be because of the weather, because I don't know if you've noticed, there's a few leaves on the ground, the clouds are out, and it's getting cool, and I got my cardigan on. So that must mean that it's fall.
I just took my hooded sweatshirt off because I was a little chilly.
Yeah?
But it is. We are in fall.
We are in
a couple days ago, we were not.
I know. I swear it was like 80-something degrees like last week or something.
Yeah.
Probably
honestly, when I was getting ready to prepare for the show, I was debating between being outside and grilling and then what we've got going on today.
Yeah.
Good choice.
That's what I was thinking. After school pickup, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that we're not outside grilling, because that really would have been that wouldn't have been fun.
No.
It would have been a little soggy.
A little bit soggy. A little wet.
Soggy.
A little
Not
misty.
that we haven't done that.
No.
We have been caught in our fair share.
We've been in the rain. We have done that. But we're inside today, and we're looking at some fall favorites. I'm very excited for the recipes that we got on the table today.
Well, you're very lucky because even though we're still in September, I decided to give a preview of the October, November, December Health Sense magazine.
Yes.
Very
and
nice.
the reason why? Because it is so gigantic. I mean, it is huge. It's one of the biggest magazines I've ever done because we had such good stuff to put in there.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop. So I kept going and adding pages. And once you add, you want to add a couple pages, you got to add a lot of pages.
Sure.
That's just how stuff all works.
Yeah.
So we'll never get to it in only a few months. So we have to start now.
Start early.
Yes. And then I thought to myself, well, it is time to start talking about all fall flavors.
Yes.
So I reached out to Chef last week because he has some really cool things coming up with the best of the best fall flavors. He has my favorite here tonight because that's what I do. I get to request my favorites.
And you shall receive.
And it's here.
But back
It
to
just rolled up to my door.
Back to the Health Sense, though, that is an excellent magazine, and kudos to you, because I love that.
Yes.
There's so many great ideas. They're very unique. They're very different, and they're very easy. So.
They're very easy. So that magazine should be out by the beginning of October, which is next week.
Yes. Oh, my gosh,
so
it is.
look for it. You'll see it online at rednersmarkets.com, and you'll also be able to pick it up free in stores. So you can't beat that.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for it. All the recipes are right there, all the healthy living tips, just a lot of really good stuff. So we're going to do a little bit of that good stuff tonight.
Yes.
Shortly. But before we do that, we got some marching orders of things that we have to talk about.
Uh-oh. Hi, Captain.
We have a very good friend who is in charge of our produce, and he is motivated and excited.
He's
We're
a
very
great guy.
He is awesome. We love to have him on our team. He's always thinking of new and creative ways to get people to eat produce. So of course that makes us super happy.
Yeah.
But he's also really good at working with our vendors, our farmers, our producers to get the best deals possible.
Great.
So starting tomorrow, right? Is tomorrow 9? Oh no. Starting on Friday. I'm
Friday.
sorry.
What is that? The
Friday is our
7th?
Yes. So we have these really cool 3-day sales.
Yeah.
And it's all things. It's not necessarily just produce, but produce is oftentimes part of it.
Oh, yeah.
So starting on the 27th, we have Fuji apples from our friends at Hess Brothers
Nice.
Yeah.
down in Lancaster. So what I love about this is we have so much local produce right now.
Yup.
Like they're dropping it off, like you're getting it straight from the orchard,
Talk about
which is
farm
really
to table.
cool.
It's coming right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have the Fuji apples and the Bosque pears from Shanesville Orchards, 99 cents a pound.
Nice.
Not bad.
No, not bad at all.
Pretty good.
When is the last time you were able to buy something for 99 cents?
It's so funny you said
Wait.
that.
Besides the Honeycrisp apples last
The
week.
99-cent store
Right?
now.
Oh,
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
not even the Dollar Tree has
it's,
things
it's
for
now like
$1.
5 and below, I think.
I know.
Is it. But we had Honeycrisp apples last week, and they were delicious. My kids went crazy. So at both of my kids' schools, well, 3 of my kids, there are 2 schools, 3 kids. But you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I got you.
They're all studying apples right now. So it's
fun.
really
Oh,
fun.
cool,
So they're coming home and asking for apples every day. So we do have those apples ready to go. And
Yes.
we have apples
Very
here
nice.
today, which is really great. So don't forget to check out that 3-day sale. Also included in that 3-day sale are these are my favorite.
Oh.
These aren't local, but it doesn't matter because just remember, sometimes we got to let the experts handle what the experts handle.
Sure.
Green Giant Idaho potatoes.
Oh, yes.
And Idaho, they do potatoes.
Yeah,
right.
they have
Do them good.
they have potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with those Idaho potatoes. And those are 2 for $5 for a 5-pound bag.
Very good.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yes. So, and just on Sunday, I started my comfort food cooking.
Yes.
I know.
It's that time of year. It's soup season, baby.
I got really good. I may have jumped the gun a little bit because it wasn't overly cool, but I made my
What'd you make?
meatloaf.
Meatloaf. Okay.
I'm a meatloaf fanatic.
Yeah.
My husband was out of town. The kids were here. Grammy was here. We had meatloaf, mashed potatoes, corn, broccoli, carrots, all the veggies on top of it, and
All
it
the
was
good
absolutely
stuff.
delicious. But I do the meatloaf in the muffin tins so that they're
Oh,
nice
okay.
little
That's cool.
2-ounce serving sizes.
Love that.
So they
Cook
work.
quick.
They cook
They
quick.
do. They do.
The kids love them. Everybody's really happy. So
Nice.
nobody was happy with my carrots, but I love my carrots. And that's all that
As
really.
long as you're happy.
That's all that really matters.
There you
Oh
go.
my gosh. Oh, see, we're totally going off script here. We have no script
Oh
ever.
my God. Throw it out.
I was just going to say.
I didn't
on.
get to tell you this, but I was at a cooking class yesterday.
Oh, good. Where?
It was, oh goodness, it was in Pottstown.
Town. Okay.
Pottstown.
Yes.
Called Let's Cook. I'm gonna have to get the exact word correct, but it was awesome, and it was with the Pennsylvania Beef Council, so it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
But these simple little tips and tricks that I learned.
Yeah.
You know how I obsess over cutting things. I don't like to cut things,
Okay.
and I always want to know exactly. Oh, no, show me exactly how to cut an
Yeah.
onion. There's a million ways to cut an onion.
It's a skill.
But yesterday, I cut the best onion of my life.
Yes.
I was so
Man.
happy.
Isn't that
Are you gonna demo us what you did?
I might. I have some beautiful onions
I
up
see
there,
it.
so I
Onion
might.
back there,
but
so-
also peeling carrots. I know
okay.
this sounds really ridiculous, and you're gonna laugh, and I don't like when you.
I will. I
you
promise I
might
won't.
laugh.
I'll turn his mic off.
I promise I will.
But so she, the instructor pulls out a vegetable peeler, and she's like, "Do you see? There's 2 edges on this peeler."
I had a feeling you were going to go down this way.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I never really thought of that. So Sunday afternoon, I stood over here and I'm peeling these carrots, and I'm like, I hate to peel carrots. This is why we don't eat
So
a lot
you're
of
just
carrots.
doing
'cause I
one
hate-
stroke over and
I'm
over.
doing one stroke over and over. And then there she stood.
Back and forth.
Did you know that?
You can just go back
knew
and forth
that.
with it.
Why don't you tell us these things?
He's got to keep
When's
his
the last time we
secrets.
peeled a carrot?
That's true. Well, now we're going to start. I think we're going to do a whole show of tips, tricks, and techniques.
Oh, that would be awesome. I would
That
love
would
that.
be a very good show. I like
think I've
that.
been asking you for this for a while because
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah.
No.
Because you just don't take the time to always learn. And again, I mean, this is just what I thought about peeling a carrot. And I feel so enriched and enlightened in life, but also kind of mad.
Yeah, a little bit, right? And
I'm like-
staring you in the face the whole time. So there's a tip right there. When you have the peeler, do it back and forth because it'll peel both ways.
Do you think it's because we're spoiled and we go to Redner's and they're
Well,
cut fruit and veg?
They do have it
It's
already
all ready
cut.
to go.
True,
I mean, I've
but
forgotten how to peel a carrot.
there aren't a lot of shortcuts for carrots, so I don't think. Because we don't have dice. We don't offer like carrot coins, I don't think.
No, not
I have
too
to think
much.
about it a little bit more, but I don't think we do, or else I'd be buying them. I guess I better look. So it was a bunch of like little tips
cool.
and tricks like that, which I thought was cool.
What about the
So
onion? I'm intrigued about the onion.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to tell you because this is probably how you cut an onion.
No.
Okay, you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait.
So, hold on, now I got to see if I can remember. We went down the middle.
Okay.
Before
No,
you-
this way.
Did you peel it?
Going with
No.
the grain of the onion. Half.
So
With
it's
the
whole.
grain of the
You cut-
onion, yeah.
Okay.
Horizontally, this way with the grain.
Okay.
And then you cut it halfway, but not to the
Not all the way to the edge of it.
root.
Okay.
Yeah. To the part
So
that
that it
has
was
the
almost
root
cut
on
in
it.
half.
Okay.
And then
Oh, and then you
That's
could
what
just
you do.
just do it
Something like that.
Yeah.
perpendicular to each other that way.
and
Yeah.
they were the most perfect little diced onions. And now I was nervous going in like this. I didn't really like that. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
it's
felt
a
like
li-
I was going to cut my hand.
I know, it's a little bit scary. You got to be careful. Well, you can always have a cut glove if you're ever worried about something like that.
You know what I'm talking
No,
about?
yeah.
That you had to go in sideways.
What's that called?
and
Yep.
Grandma slicing or something like that with the tomato, where you cut it like towards
Oh.
your own hand. That's something that I saw somebody describe it as.
Yeah.
Where you cut it's scary to have the knife going towards your hand.
Right.
So be careful with that.
I didn't think that was all that great.
Interesting.
But I did have a very sharp knife.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That
knife.
must be nice.
Okay. What are you saying?
Anything else?
Well,
What'd you guys cook?
what did we cook? Oh, we cooked
Was it
3
steak?
Korean dishes.
Okay.
3 Korean dishes.
Is any barbecue in there? A low
A
Korean
little
barbecue.
bit. Yeah, it was like
Some of the best
ribeye, finely sliced ribeye.
marbling.
Barbecue on it into like a lollipop on a lemongrass stem.
Ooh.
Yeah, wrapped in bacon.
Oh, there you go.
Pretty fabulous.
Everybody's going to
not
enjoy
gonna
that
lie.
one.
sounds
And then
real
I
good.
had
Yeah.
we had top sirloin drunken noodles.
Ooh.
I've never had them before.
Yeah.
And they were really, really easy, and they were quite yummy.
It's a big, beautiful world, and there's lots of delicious food out there.
Yeah, so
Explore.
I was pretty impressed. But even though we're talking about all this cooking, if you don't want to cook, here's our segue.
Yes, that's right.
Chef, right now until I think the second week of October, we have buy 2 chef-inspired meals. Get a free fresh express salad.
Hey, that's it. That's the whole course right there.
But wait for it.
Oh,
No limit.
no limit.
Which means you can go and you can buy 4 meals.
Yep.
Really easy. Get your favorite. Get your meatloaf. Get your beef burgundy. Get your chicken pot pie.
Get your turkey.
mango salsa.
Yes.
Get all this stuff. And then get 2 salads.
Oh.
Any salad you want. So if you want a chopped Caesar, if you want the chopped, I like the one with the sunflower seeds and the
Oh, yeah.
cranberries.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
basically have your lunch and dinner
Yes.
covered.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and
It's a great
I
deal.
personally
Yes, it
feel
is.
those meals are more than 1 serving.
Mm-hmm.
So I could even divide those up. The salads are easily 2 or 3
Easy.
servings.
Yes.
So that's a whole lot of meals
Yeah.
for a little
Just
bit of
buy
money.
2 meals, get 2 bags. Is it 2 bags of salad?
It's 2 meals, 1 salad. So you
2
get
bags,
4
yeah.
meals,
There-
2 salads. Like that covers
Yeah.
your entire week.
Perfect. Exactly.
So
Great
just-
chef-inspired
Great
meals
deal.
at Redner.
Just saying, go check those out. And one of my favorites. Now this is going back local.
Yeah.
Plum Creek pretzels. Have you had those?
There's so many pretzels to have in this area.
Oh, no. Andy P. This is a different ball game. Plum Creek. Have you been to Plum Creek?
I have, yeah.
They're delicious.
Yeah, they're great.
We sell their pretzels.
Oh, really?
They are incredible, and they're huge.
Yeah.
Well, we have a deal right now with your mobile app, $3.99.
Hey.
That price is actually unheard of.
Yeah.
Because
Get on down.
many of our other retailers sell them for a lot more. I'm talking like $8.99,
Wow.
and we're selling them for $3.99.
How about that?
And
Plum
they
Creek is
are
very good, though.
They
I
are
will-
delicious.
I will
50%
say,
off.
Yep.
Yes.
Very nice.
So, lastly, before we get into all of our goodness here.
Yes.
We have to remember that for the month of September, which is Family Meals Month and National Food Awareness Month, round up to bag hunger. So when you go to the checkout, you could round up 10 cents, 15 cents to $1, whatever you would like to round up to.
Sure.
All of that money is being donated locally, wherever your store is, locally to your local Feeding America agency.
Wonderful.
So it's a really great thing. We've been doing it for so many years, and it's so helpful, especially this time of year as we're ramping back up for the holidays, and we want to make sure that everybody's fed and happy and well nourished, especially with the little ones and the families.
That's right.
It's a great program.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Lots of great food and lots of great help. And speaking of great food, before we get to our first break, what are we cooking?
Oh my goodness. So we have everything pumpkin from me. We have pumpkin Alfredo tortellini bites.
Yes.
We have pumpkin protein bites, and we have pumpkin pie toppers.
Oh.
So I'm covering
pie
pumpkin.
Toppers.
Yeah. It's
All
really
right.
good. I'm covering pumpkin, and Chef, you are covering all the other things.
And I stand here and eat the food.
Yep.
Sounds great.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break, and we'll be back here on Redner's Food for Thought. We're going to be cooking up some yummy, delicious meals over here. Make sure you stay tuned here on 830 WEEU. You can also go online, Facebook.com, and look up Redner's Warehouse Markets so you can see what we're cooking. And we'll be back after a few messages here on Redner's Food for Thought.
Is Kamala Harris a radical? That's what she calls herself. Listen to her own words.
Yeah, I am radical.
3 minutes, Andy.
Radical about what we were doing.
Kamala is radical about defunding the police.
The idea that more police equals more safety, and that's just wrong.
It's weak. And Bob Casey's weak, too. He says,
There's no question there's systemic racism throughout our criminal justice system, but certainly in policing.
and on immigration, Kamala says,
An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal.
again.
We're not going to treat people who are undocumented and cross the border as criminals.
And Bob Casey's right there with her. Casey says,
Kamala Harris is an inspiring and very capable vice president.
Casey voted with Kamala 98%. So Bob Casey says,
The more people get to know her, they're going to be particularly impressed by her ability.
Casey and Kamala, they're too weak.
I'm Dave McCormick, candidate for the United States Senate, and I approve this message. Paid for by friends of Dave McCormick.
Peace of mind is knowing that everything will be taken care of when a disaster occurs. Hi, this is Skip Bell of Service Master Restore. If your home or business sustains damage from a fire, flood, or some other disaster, we are here to handle complete emergency cleanup, restoration, and reconstruction. This includes helping you navigate the insurance claims process. No one ever expects to need our service, but if you do, remember Service Master. Masters of Service, serving the master. Call 610-374-1881.
PA 4208.
Do you have a loved one who's becoming more forgetful? Are you concerned that their financial obligations are in jeopardy? To ensure their protection, contact Attorney Scott Ho. Attorney Scott Ho will safeguard your loved one with the Pennsylvania-compliant power of attorney. Call Attorney Scott Ho at 610-374-5841. That's 610-374-5841, or email Scott at scottolaw.com. Attorney Scott Ho, voted one of Berks County's top lawyers.
The following is an important message from Crime Alert.
1 minute.
County will pay a cash reward for any crime tip leading to an arrest. If you have crime information, just call the Crime Alert hotline. You're given a code number to refer back to your tip while your identity remains anonymous. Call 877-373-9913. Again, that number is 877-373-9913. For more information, visit crimealertberks.org.
Black shoes. Basic blues. No names. All game. This is Nittany Lion football.
Touchdown, Penn State!
This Saturday, Penn State entertains the UCLA Bruins. Steve Jones, Jack Ham, and Brian Tripp with the tailgate show at 10:30.
All right.
We'll kick at noon.
Coverage starts at 10 on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
Okay, gonna count us down. Let me just adjust my volume here. Okay, counting us down in 3, 2, Hey, folks. Welcome on back to Redner's Food for Thought here on 830 WEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. Also online, Facebook.com. Make sure you look up Redner's Warehouse Market so that you can see the delicious food that we're cooking up today. I'm super excited for this one because when I saw that bag of tortellini, like the Italian in me was like,
You're ready to go, right?
So
Let's
ready.
do a little pasta. It is the season, baby.
Yes, yes.
Pasta and everything pumpkin tonight.
And people forget, pasta doesn't just have to be tomato sauce.
Exactly.
All kinds of other sauces.
So I will say I'm not always the first one to jump on the pumpkin train because I'm not really into the pumpkin coffee and the creamers and all that other stuff.
Right.
But what I do love pumpkin for is all this other stuff that kind of think out of the box a little bit. I love it because it's obviously packed with our potassium, our vitamin C, our fiber, and it just gives some really great flavor.
Yeah.
So when, I was working on these recipes, I just love this one and couldn't pass it up. But what I thought was interesting, and I'm going to start barking orders here to Chef in a second.
Okay.
Right now we just have a little bit of butter and some fresh garlic in the saute pan. Chef, what you can do next is you can toss in the flour and whisk that a little bit. So the flour is right here, and I have a whisk for you.
Building up a roux.
So flour, and then you could work on the milk. So this recipe actually calls for dried tortellini, which I have never used before.
Yeah.
I have used frozen, or I've used kind of like the refrigerated fresh version of it, like the Buitoni or whatever.
Right.
I know. Sorry, I'm not very Italian.
That's
Andy
okay.
P's giving me this look like, oh, really? That's what you use?
Judge you. There's like 3,000 kinds of pasta.
So, but I was really shocked to see this dried tortellini, and great price, shelf stable.
It's just on the shelf. Yeah.
It's just on the shelf.
That's awesome.
And it cooked in, probably only about 10 minutes.
Yep.
And they taste really good because Chef and I both could not wait,
they've
and we
been
needed
snacking.
to take a little taste just to make sure it was going to be. Oh, and he continues to snack just to double check.
It's very important.
We got to make sure that it's still good even 5 minutes later. It
Quality
tastes
control
the
is
same.
important
Yes.
at Redner's.
So again, this is the pumpkin Alfredo tortellini bake. So right now, we have our oven preheated at 375. We have our garlic, our butter, a little bit of flour, and then Chef is going to be putting the milk in. We're going to stir that up until it's nice and thick.
Yeah.
And then we're going to start putting in the rest of the ingredients.
And it's just milk, right? It's not cream or half and half.
No, it is just milk,
People
which
just
is great
use your
because
milk.
we always have that in our house.
That's right.
So once we get that up and cooking, we're going to work on the other ingredients, which are frozen peas, the 100% pure canned pumpkin, fresh sage, which I know. See, that was the exact same thing.
Yeah.
When I was, I'm trying to think where I shopped at. Was I missing? Leesport. See, I'm not sure which wonderful Redner's Market I shopped at, but obviously one of them. I'm going to go with Leesport. But seeing that fresh sage, in the produce section,
great.
And then given that great smell, and there's something, it's fuzzy, it's so soft. Sage is one of my favorites to use.
Great
so,
spice.
Chef will chop some of that up and get that in our dish. And then to add more nutrition, more flavor, and even better texture, chopped walnuts.
Ooh.
So don't forget, this is not specifically a walnut recipe, but we have done so many recipes with walnuts. Walnuts.org is one of those great places, great resources for some unique plant-based recipes. So definitely you want to check that out.
Not too strong of a flavor, so you can
You're
add it
good?
to a lot of things.
Okay, Chef. So next, Chef has his roux already done. You've got the milk in there. We're going to go to the peas.
Dump the frozen peas in.
Peas. And then you can go with that whole can of puree pumpkin.
The whole can. How much?
Yeah, I took a little bit out already. So the recipe calls for 1 1/4 cup. I needed a little bit of pumpkin for our other recipe here.
All right, perfect.
We have plenty of pumpkin. We're not short on pumpkin,
No.
but trying to be efficient here with our cans. So he's adding the pumpkin next, and then if you can chop up a little bit of the sage, we're looking for 1 tablespoon.
Okay.
And then 1/3 cup of the chopped walnuts. And then all we're going to do is we're going to simply mix that together.
Okay. This is the sauce that we're putting together, basically.
Yep.
And you're just putting it right there on the stovetop. Put everything in there.
Andy P. And we cannot forget your favorite.
Garlic. Well, you're right.
Well, the garlic's already there.
Yeah.
Our cheeses.
Oh, yes,
Our
yes.
cheeses.
What do we got?
So we just have simply a cream cheese
Good.
and a little Parmesan cheese.
Perfect. That's all you need.
And it smells fabulous already. So, Chef, those cheeses are right next to you. They're already measured out perfectly.
Now, with the cream cheese, did you have it out for a little while? Because I'm the person that, if cream cheese is in a recipe, I'm like, oh, crap, I forgot to do it.
Yeah,
Take it out of the fridge.
softened cream cheese. That is always a kicker.
Yeah.
You know, I have been trying really hard in life to make this a priority, to really check over not just the ingredients, but over the instructions to see if there's anything I need to do in advance so I'm not scrambling or angry.
Yes, of course. You don't want
when
that.
I start, because most of the time I'm kind of like, trying to get through this as quick as possible.
Yeah.
So this was one that much earlier in the day I said, we got to get this cream cheese nice and soft
Because sometimes
here.
the secret ingredient is anger.
Yeah, I know. I try not to be too angry. That's why I can't bake.
Thankfully,
That's why I can't bake.
Yeah, you got to be
Because
very
I'm an
exact.
angry person.
You got to be very exact with
And then
baking.
when it says egg at room temperature and milk at hot milk, boiling milk, egg at room temperature, butter softened but not melted, I'm like, I can't be bothered
No,
with any
right,
of this.
yeah.
And it makes a big difference.
It does. With baking. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, it makes a big difference.
And why?
But thankfully,
They torture me.
Thankfully, with cooking on the stovetop, you can get a lot more
Flexibility.
flexible. Yes. there.
So it's funny that you say that, because as I was measuring out these ingredients for us to have in place tonight, there was not a whole lot of exact measuring going on.
No.
And that's what I love about, if it's something that I like, maybe a little bit more.
It's true.
You could see here, that's not a quarter cup of chocolate chips.
No, it's a bit.
That's a little bit more.
That's what is that? What do they call that? A generous quarter cup.
Generous, yeah, just like our garlic. You and I were big fans of the garlic. They asked for 2 cloves, we do 6.
6, yeah. No, absolutely.
And I'm totally good with that.
Okay, so we're cooking it up. It's a nice thick sauce too, because
Yep.
we added the pumpkin really adds to it, and it's not like something you got to reduce a lot, because we're just putting that right in with the tortellini in the dish, and then putting that in the oven. You're baking it.
And you got our walnuts, so it's looking really good. And then all you're going to do is add it to the tortellini, which is already in a baking dish, a greased baking dish. And then it's going to go in the oven for 20 minutes.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, mix it in. We want all the nooks and crannies.
And after it's baked, if you want to add a few more walnuts on top,
oh sure, yeah,
you can definitely do that. I always have walnuts on hand in the refrigerator where they belong, so we can certainly chop up a few more and put them as a drizzle on top for a little extra topping, a little extra crunch.
If somebody doesn't like peas, do you think they could use some carrots instead?
So, are you reading my mind?
I don't know.
I am not the biggest fan of peas.
Yeah, I
can do it.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Because I'm a big fan of shepherd's pie.
Yep, I was just thinking chicken pot pie.
I'm a
fine
fan
with
of
it.
chicken pot pie. My neighbor brought me over some amazing chicken a la king last night. Had some peas in, a lot of peas, but they were really good.
Yeah.
But still not my preference. I'm like, I could go for some corn and carrots.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, I'm sure you can. I actually think carrots would go really well. Corn, maybe not. I'm not sure.
Corn might be okay.
Corn might be okay.
Corn would definitely make it sweeter. That's for sure.
Yeah, I like the carrots.
Hey, it's
though.
the harvest season. Pick them all.
But the peas really add that pop of color, which I love.
Yes, it does look
So
really
I
pretty
think
with
that's
the green.
really cool. So the other thing that you may want to think of, if you do have some leftover meat, if you have a Redner's rotisserie chicken, there's no harm in throwing a little bit of your protein in here.
Yes.
And I think that would be really good as well.
Excellent. So there you go. Chef's
Looks
got it all
good,
prepared
Chef.
in the pan. Going to even it out.
No, that's it. Throw it in the oven. Throw it in the oven 20
we
minutes
keep it
later.
simple around here.
Yes. And then we're going to move right on to the next. Do you
Okay.
want to get the pumpkin balls started, or you want to take a break?
Let's take a quick one.
Okay.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll get the pumpkin balls started up while we are waiting for the pasta to cook up, which looks really delicious. Hey, if you want to check out what it looks like, make sure you go to Facebook.com, look up Redner's Warehouse Markets, and then you can see all this delicious food. We're here on Redner's Food for Thought once again. It's the harvest season, and we got some delicious food cooking up here. Make sure you keep tuning in here on 830 WEEU. And don't forget to go online to Facebook, look up Redner's Warehouse Markets. We'll be back after a quick break here on WEEU.
But let's check up on our area roadways. And the backup is very heavy at this point through Allentown on Route 22 westbound heading in from Bethlehem near Center Street around toward Fullerton Avenue. The good news, though, there was a previous accident within those delays. It has been cleared out of the roadway. Now, east
4 minutes, Andy.
Cedar Crest Boulevard toward Fullerton Avenue. There's a backup lane toward Allentown on 222 going north that begins before 476 around toward I-78. And going south on 222 out of Allentown, you'll jam up for a heavy ride around Long Lane. There's also a brief backup going northbound at that point as well. Now 222 otherwise is running pretty well as you head toward Reading. There's a brief backup on the exit ramp for Route 12. 422 going east heading down from Ridgewood. There's a backup after 176 where traffic is on from Business 422. Beyond that, you're a little sluggish in toward Douglasville and no major issues in toward Pottstown or in toward Kenilworth. That is a pretty good ride along that entire section of the roadway. I'm Rick Dixon from the WEEU Traffic Center.
Here is the exclusive 3-day AccuWeather forecast. Cloudy skies continuing this afternoon with a couple of showers, a little thunder, and a high of 68. Then overcast, warm and humid tonight with a couple of showers and a low of 65. Thursday will be mostly cloudy, another humid day with a shower in the area and a high of 78. Then pleasant and less humid Friday with clouds and sunshine and a high of 75. This is Holly Holden reporting for News Talk 830 WEEU.
Bob Casey supported sanctuary city policies that let criminal illegal immigrants onto our streets instead of deporting them. Casey voted over and over again to fund sanctuary cities, making our neighborhoods less safe. After an illegal alien was arrested for domestic assault in Philadelphia, instead of deporting him, they let him go. Thanks to sanctuary city policies Bob Casey supported. That same criminal, released under the radical policy Casey voted for, went on to repeatedly rape a 5-year-old girl. It could have been prevented. It should have been prevented. But Bob Casey failed us. The U.S. Attorney said this young girl was raped because of Philadelphia's sanctuary city policy. Bob Casey voted over and over for this madness, putting our families, our children, at risk. We've had enough of Bob Casey. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. SenateLeadershipFund.org.
Are you feeling hungry? Then come to
1 minute.
for breakfast or lunch. The best bakery and buffet in Berks County, with fresh fried chicken to homemade donuts, they got you covered. And you can even order off the menu. Everything is fresh, never frozen, and always homemade from scratch. The Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery is open daily from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. For the full menu and specials, go to WyomissingRestaurantandBakery.com. Get your feast on today, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
The air quality in your home is so important. Fortunately, the experts at A to Z Vacuum and Fan offer the best selection of vacuum cleaners, the proper vacuum bags, and air purifiers. A to Z Vacuum and Fan is open for business Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 9 to 4. Protect your family and improve the air quality in your home with A to Z Vacuum and Fan, 350 North Park Road in Wyomissing. Call 610-374-4888.
Okay, I'll give us a countdown in a minute for a couple seconds. Okay, I'm going to count us down in 3, 2, 1. Hi there! Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to Redner's Food for Thought here on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. We're also on Facebook.com. Look up Redner's Warehouse Markets. Yeah, we're getting ready. We went from savory to, I think, sweet is what's coming up next.
We're going to go back and forth a bunch of times.
Excellent.
Savory, sweet, little savory, salty,
savory, yeah.
And then
back
spicy.
to sweet. For an overall very healthy, happy fall menu, right?
Yeah. We had that pumpkin tortellini bake that's going on right now.
That's
in the
an
meantime,
oven. Yeah, and we're going to move on to our pumpkin protein bite. So I love all things protein bites. My kids love them. They're always looking for some kind of quick little, like, toss in their mouth type thing. But I would love for them to get a little extra something, a little extra nutrition. So I have our pumpkin protein bites, and we have our pitted dates in a food processor. Next, I am going to add some old-fashioned oats.
It's and they're not. Was it rolled oats or quick oats or?
They are old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned oats. Okay, I'm just making sure.
Just like us, right? And I'm going to pulse these babies.
Get those dates done.
I don't think wild.
I don't think. Well, they're big dates.
They are really big dates. Maybe I should have chopped them a little bit, right?
Nah, that's what the food processor's for.
Yeah.
So
let the machine do the work.
If you want to, in a large bowl here, you can work on the almond butter is already in that bowl.
Okay.
You can add the pumpkin. And that extra generous serving of mini chocolate chips that I love so much.
Yes.
Well, they kind of just stumbled out of the bag, and I honestly went to pour them back in, and I'm like, that's contamination.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't. Gotta have them all now.
So put all those chips in there. We have some honey.
A little bit of honey.
Oh, no.
not
Those
yet.
are for the end. Good call. We have honey.
Okay. A little bit of honey you're making. So you're processing the dates and the oats.
Yeah, we're getting there.
You're making them into.
It's kind of.
Is it supposed to be
interesting.
Yeah, is it supposed to be like a full powder?
A small crumb form.
Okay, small
we're there.
crumb. Gotcha.
Crumb, we are.
And honestly, something with
we
this
have
many
some chunks in there, but I like it.
I was about to say anything with this many delicious flavors, it's not going to be a big deal. It's going to be fine.
All right, chef. So you got all that good stuff in. You could hit us up with a half teaspoon of cinnamon.
Oh yes. Have you heard about what's going around with the cinnamon stuff?
What am I missing?
A bunch of recalls on certain brands of cinnamon.
No,
so
I missed it.
Just anybody out there, if you're looking at that, just pay attention to that. But we've done a pretty good job of making sure it's not out there.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to add the dates and the oats. And chef, all you got to do is mix that up.
There you go. So you're just mixing up all the ingredients in a bowl. That's it. Making
That
a nice
was super simple.
sticky.
And again, what I love is that the
Tasty
kids
looking
could
stuff.
very easily do this. Anything that you saw us do right here, whether it's measuring, putting into the bowl, just dumping the ingredients, measuring the ingredients, working the food processor.
Yeah.
No dangerous tasks here.
No, this would be a great activity to do with your kids.
Yes. And then I have my melon baller here, and then all you can do is you can just scoop it out, put it on a parchment paper lined sheet, and then pop it in the refrigerator for like an hour.
Oh.
We're not going to quite give it an hour, but
We're not cooking these.
No, these aren't cooked, which
good.
is even better.
That makes it even
these
easier.
are ready to go. Now, I did have to add one fun element, because just like I love the chocolate, I also love sprinkles.
Yay!
So we could roll them, dip them into a little bit of sprinkles if we like, so they could get a bit more festive.
Yes.
And then just put them on our paper, and then we're good to go.
Have you ever met anyone that calls them Jimmies?
So I did. I graduated from the University of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So I lived in Pittsburgh. So yes, they do call them
Do they?
Jimmies.
I didn't know
I
that.
completely disagree with it in every ounce of my being. They are sprinkles to me, and these look really good.
Yeah, they're really nice. Nice little snacks. Yeah, I can't wait to put those little...
Good consistency, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too thick, not too dry.
Perfect. And those just go right in the fridge after
Not
the
that
Jimmies.
I think they would ever make it in my house to make it to the freezer, but if you wanted to freeze these, you could certainly freeze these and
totally.
have them down the line. But as you can see, they don't make a ton. And I think these are really good to send to school with snacks.
Yeah, exactly.
In the lunches.
You know how it is when instead of putting in a candy bar, you can make these things.
That's right. That's right. So we still have our tortellinis in the oven. That is going to go for a few more minutes. We're going to pull that out, and we're actually going to top it with a few more chopped walnuts, because it's great to have that walnut crunch on top, so that can get nice and toasted. And then that will be finished. We have these pumpkin balls, which we're going to put in the refrigerator, and then Chef is going to work on one of his seasonal specials that we have coming up in our stores now.
Excellent.
So, when I think about Redner's prepared foods, I think about so many favorites that have really become guest favorites. So, obviously, our fried chicken, our rotisserie chicken. Thank you. Wait.
Oh, hang on.
That's okay. This one will be mine. I don't need the glove.
Okay.
I'm dipping. I'm doing the sprinkle dip.
You want to do that? Okay.
Yeah. Not on all of them, just maybe a couple.
Let's do a couple of them.
Right?
Redner's is also great for catering as well, because all those chef-prepared meals are,
Right.
good to
So
go
we
for
just
your
talked
events.
about our special over the next 2 weeks, which is buy the 2 chef-inspired meals, get the free Fresh Express salad. So, obviously those are very popular. The beef burgundy, the chicken pot pie, the meatloaf, the salmon, chicken parmesan. The list goes on and on and on. I think that's pretty
It's a
good.
large list, lunch, and I also some brunch options as well.
Excellent. Thank you. So, but one favorite that I have not yet mentioned, and it really is one of my favorites from the inception date, is the Redner's chicken salad.
Oh, chicken salad. It's a classic.
First of all, I do love chicken salad because I love to have that as my snack. I get out a couple crackers. I eat in it's a high protein snack.
Yeah,
and
love
you
a
feel
good savory
satisfied.
snack. Yes.
So, Chef decided this year that he wanted to start making it a little bit more special. I'm like, how can you make it more special? Don't mess up my chicken salad. And lo and behold, he took it to a new enhanced level, and he's bringing it here today.
All right.
So each season we feature a seasonal chicken salad. So this fall we are doing a apple, cranberry, candied walnut chicken salad. So because I'm coming into Meredith's home, I had to add a couple of twists to it. Just the small ones, okay?
What a twist.
So, can I get started?
Do
putting
it.
Up?
Let's
Okay.
do it.
All right.
And then I'll talk to you as I'm doing it.
Okay.
Sounds good. Ooh, I can't wait.
I want to give him some space here. He needs some room. We don't want to, want him to be able to spread his wings here. Because I want to know what the extra special ingredients are.
The artist needs to create. They need their space.
The first thing is what goes great with chicken is broccoli, right? So I have these awesome, from the produce department, we have these awesome broccoli sprouts.
Oh. Sprouts.
Yeah. I was actually looking for snow pea shoots.
Yeah.
But I found these instead. And I said, you know what? I kind of like the broccoli sprouts a little bit better. So I just want to put these down first, okay?
Okay.
I like it.
Now, this normally will not come with the chicken salad, so.
But it's something that you can buy and do yourself.
100%, yep.
It's nice to have little
So if
sprouts.
this is something that you're interested in, this makes a lot of sense.
Here we go.
So our chicken salad recipe is the rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
And we roast it off, we chill it, and then we pull it, all breast meat, 100%. And then as far as the dressing goes for the chicken salad is Hellman's mayonnaise. I love Mrs. Dash, Lowry seasoned salt, black pepper. And that's basically about it. Celery, diced celery goes into it.
Sure, yeah.
So I just want to do this right here.
He acts like it's just so easy. Like, oh, big deal, traditional
it
chicken
is.
salad. But let me tell you, there's a reason that you're buying this at Redner's and not doing it yourself, right?
Can you throw that in the refrigerator?
Sure. When you've done it so many times, it
Right.
just seems so easy to you.
What else do you need?
And then what we're going to do is we're going to add, and all we're doing is we're just garnishing this up. We did this item and we made 500 portions for last week. It was dinner under the stars at the Reading Phil's event.
Oh, fun.
So I love the dried apples.
We're
They
getting
are
fancy.
really tasty.
And so this is part of the seasonal salad, right?
Yes, this is the seasonal salad right here. So it's just the dried apples, the dried cranberry.
Oh, wow. This is really fall.
And then the other
I
item
told you he was handling all the other flavors.
is the candied walnuts, which are absolutely delicious. They're candy, so they're absolutely delicious. But for Meredith here, I wanted to do it a little bit more special. So these are all good, so we want to save these.
Sure. Got all of our stuff.
So again, from the produce department,
I'm ready. I'm not looking. I
Don't
want
look,
to
yeah.
be surprised,
Look away.
so I'm not looking.
So what we have is I just made a couple of sauces that will go delicious with them.
Okay.
And it is a raspberry sauce, so you know the chicken and the raspberry are going to go
that is my
extremely well. So we're just going to add a little right here just to kind of garnish
This
it up
is
a little bit.
so fancy looking.
Oh, all of a sudden my pumpkin balls aren't quite fancy anymore.
This is great, and I know that because I saw Meredith saw it in her cupboard one time. Is xanthan gum.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I use that for my ice cream.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow.
I make fancy ice cream.
Oh.
So all I did was it's so simple. You blend up cantaloupe, and it's very little, so little xanthan gum that you have to add to it. It just gives it that thick consistency.
Yeah. Okay.
But it is so delicious.
This is like an artist's palate right
I
now.
know.
No, not really. But it's so delicious eating with the chicken salad. It really is. Andy P., you're going to love it.
I am. I'm ready.
And then we have honeydew.
Sure, of course. You got to have both.
So anyway, it's pretty simple.
And there you go.
The chicken salad, we make thousands and thousands of pounds of it every week at the Central Kitchen. And it's just a regular chicken salad. But having the seasonal ones is really awesome.
But this is the perfect example of what I always try to preach to people. We get stuck in a rut. You know, food is meant to be enjoyed. Food is meant to be special. Yes, sometimes we are just trying to eat, just get food to the table. But when you have those moments where you can create and innovate and make sure that you're getting all the special nutrition that you need, you know, if you look at all the
pieces of this.
the diet inspiration that goes into this in terms of color, texture, flavor, you're using all of your senses, and that's what gets you excited about food and excited to eat healthy. This did not require a lot of work.
No, he just
So you're
constructed it.
taking something which is very normal and part of your everyday, meal and recipes, and then enhancing it with some really great nutritious items. Again, we have the dried cranberries, the apples, the walnuts, and then the dips, which are made from fruit. That's awesome.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. And,
beautiful.
You know, in our produce section, there's the alfalfa sprouts, the broccoli sprouts, the snow pea shoots.
Yes.
And, you know, we do have our different little leaf farms with the different field greens and organic greens and all that good stuff, which is, I mean, this is a perfect lunch. I mean, that's enough to take you all through the afternoon and stuff. So anyway, I just want to do something a little special for
Thank
you, Meredith. So, yeah.
Not for you, Andy P.
Yeah, I'll just stand by.
Andy, not for you.
He's going to eat it.
There's got to be a second fork around here somewhere.
We have enough forks.
Okay, we got one more break in the chamber.
Let's do it.
Let's take it, and we'll be back here on Redner's Food for Thought for the final section.
I think that's right.
And we will see you guys in just a little bit.
Can you chop the walnuts and then put it on there and then just let it...
And let's check up on our area roadways.
3 minutes, Andy.
Through Allentown on 322 westbound heading in from Bethlehem near Center Street around toward Fullerton Avenue. The good news, though, there was a previous accident within those delays. It has been cleared out of the roadway. Now, east along 22 is going in toward Allentown near Cedar Crest Boulevard toward Fullerton Avenue. There's a backup in toward Allentown on 222 going north. It begins before 476 around toward I-78. And going south on 222 out of Allentown, you'll jam up for a heavy right around Long Lane. There's also a brief backup going northbound at that point as well. Now, 222 otherwise is running pretty well as you head toward Reading. There's a brief backup on the exit ramp for Route 12. 422 going east heading down from Ridgewood. There's a backup after 176 where traffic gets on from Business 422. Beyond that, you're a little sluggish in toward Douglasville, and no major issues in toward Pottstown or toward Kenilworth. That is a pretty good ride along that entire section of the roadway. I'm Rick Dixon from the WEEU Traffic Center.
Get ready for all the action at the 169th Bloomsburg Fair as the Wise Markets Grandstand welcomes harness racing September 20th and 21st. Bull Ride Mania September 24th. The full-size truck derby and Dennis Pork Young Memorial Figure 8 racing September 25th. KOI Drag Racing September 26th. And finally, the Championship Demolition Derby and Big Rig Series Final September 28th. The 169 59th Bloomsburg Fair, September 20th through the 28th. For a complete schedule and to learn more, visit bloomsburgfair.com.
With their natural beauty, butterflies, birds, and bees bring life to our landscape, but due to human development, many have become sparse. The educated team at Anna Wells Landscape is here to create the perfect garden to attract vital pollinators, and all you need is a 10 by 10 foot area. Autumn is the perfect time to plant perennials which bloom in spring, and Anna Waltz will help fill your garden with all your favorite bulb flowers. Visit AnnaWaltzLandscape.com to start your journey to a beautiful garden for you and the butterflies.
Hoi!
1 minute.
Oh, we missed those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
Redner's Insurer and Glucerna present the 2024 Berks Encore Expo, now taking place at the Berkshire Mall on Tuesday, October 8th. The Berks Encore Expo is the gathering place for products and services vital to Berks County's Asian community, featuring informed organizations to meet their needs. Visit representatives in medical assistance and insurance, or learn from experts in nutrition, recreation, and so much more. Visit their website, berksencore.org, and click on events, or call 610-374-3195.
Final stretch. Gonna count us down. In 3, 2, 1. All right, folks, here we are. The final assembly here on Redner's Food for Thought on 830 WEEU. Also online, check us out, facebook.com, Redner's Warehouse Markets. Meredith McGrath, Chef Tim, hard at work, putting together this delicious spread. Oh my good gravy. What a beautiful spread that is. What do we got?
We're finally getting there. After like 5 years of doing this, we finally allow ourselves enough time to eat. But I guess I shouldn't jinx it yet. I guess I better just keep my mouth going so we can eat all these amazing foods. So again, all of these recipes can be found in the new edition of Redner's Health Sense Magazine, October, November, December issue, which is coming out next week. So next week, you will be able to get this in store for free and also at rednersmarkets.com. So make sure you check that out. Also, the commercial break just reminded me we have the Berks Senior Expo coming up in just 2 weeks. So I hope to see you all there. It's always one of my favorite events of the year to come out and talk to you all and see you do a little cooking, do a little eating, which is really fun. So we are on recipe number 3 here, which are the Belvita pumpkin pie toppers. First of all, I cannot express my love enough for Belvita. They are always in our house. They are the last minute, like, oh my goodness, I have nothing, but I need something. Yeah. Throw in your purse, get out the door. Yesterday, we were running between school, science club, dance, field hockey, and I grabbed a pack only for myself. I didn't get to eat them. Oh. My kiddos snagged them all up, which is totally fine. Now I know that I need to take more than one. So, but they have some really great recipes on their website. I always find them very interesting and intriguing, so check those out as well. But this is a really cool one here tonight. So we are using the cinnamon brown sugar Belvitas, currently on sale right now as we speak.
They're little crackers.
Chef Tim is going to get started with a half a cup of plain non-vat Greek-style yogurt. Next, he is going to add...
Now you're saying Belvita, by the way. I just want to make sure everybody... This is I thought you... For a second, I was like,
Belvita.
The cheese?
No, I'm not saying Belvita. Half cup of canned pumpkin. Right here.
We got lots of pumpkin today.
Half a cup, of course. All things pumpkin from Meredith. That's right. Chef had every other fall flavor that I couldn't quite come up with.
And put together in one lovely
But
dish.
that makes us a great team. We got the pumpkin, and Chef got the cranberries, the apples, the all the fruits. Okay, so we're mixing up the canned pumpkin with the yogurt. 2 teaspoons of honey.
Sure,
I'm here for you, Chef.
A little bit of sweet in there.
Oh.
This is the best way to measure, by the way.
This is me measuring honey.
Just pour it right in.
That's 1, 2, right? Perfect. Teaspoon, tablespoon, all the same.
Yeah.
1/4 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice.
Now
I love it. Give it a smell.
That's fall right there.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
We are really fall. That came out a lot crazier than I thought it would.
Fell right out.
All good. So all we're doing is making this really nice creamy topping for our pumpkin pie toppers.
Yeah.
Yep. And so Chef has the Belvita crackers laid out with a slice of apple. Next, if you want to be fancy, I would not be fancy on a normal day, but for all of you and for Chef
That
Tim,
is so cool.
we're going to be a little fancy. He's looking at me like I don't use these gadgets.
No.
So I just gave him like a piper, like a dessert.
Yeah,
I know he's not happy.
So some people the pipette where you where you push it out, but this is like a rubber thing that looks like a.
Listen,
look
ladies,
at that.
it's Pampered Chef. Okay,
Yeah,
this is
you can
probably like
reuse
a
it.
solid 20 years old, and it's amazing, and it still works. So for these two here, don't make fun of me, Chef. Just use it. Just use it.
Just accept
right?
it. Well,
Can
Okay.
I get a
What do you want?
Ziploc bag?
I knew it. I knew we couldn't do this. No, just slop it in. Just slop it in. Come on. He can't do anything the way moms just throw stuff
Right,
together.
yeah,
and just
yeah.
jam
Well, I
it
mean,
in.
look at his chicken salad.
He
Come
likes
on.
it to be all perfect. So
He's an artist.
So he is getting it loaded in our dessert piper fancy thing and is going to top our Belvita crackers. But in the meantime, you and I, hey, let's get started.
Let's see.
So we're going to get started, Andy, with our pumpkin tortellini Alfredo bake. So
here you go.
very
Add a
simple.
few
We use, and it is nice and hot.
Piping hot. All right.
So a little cream cheese, a little Parmesan cheese, obviously just our roux. We have some frozen
smells
peas in
great.
here, dried cheese tortellini. If you want to add in that Redner's rotisserie chicken, go for it. That's it. Or
Yeah.
walnuts.
No,
and then
no.
walnuts on top. Ooh, you're going to definitely burn your mouth. Don't do it.
I'm calming
Don't do
myself
it.
down.
I'm going.
I was about to go right in,
Because
but
I care about you.
Thank
I'm telling
you.
you to stop. You're still trying.
I'm going.
Andy, stop. You're going to
trying
burn.
to get a couple of good pieces.
You're
on
going to
there.
burn your mouth. Okay, I'm going in
Knowing
for
it.
the chicken salad. So again, this is the Redner's limited edition fall chicken salad, which is chicken salad, dried diced apples, candy walnuts, and cranberries.
That's coming home with
so
me. This is
the
really good.
fall flavors here are absolutely bursting out of our traditional and guest favorite chicken salad.
This
So-
is pumpkin is an underrated ingredient for pasta sauces. By the way, this is very, very good with the tortellini, and you're right, the crunch from.
All right, you're missing doing your job here.
Well, what am I doing?
You're supposed to be,
Oh.
No, we don't want him to do that.
Thank you.
Are you going to video him? You want to video him?
Oh, sure, yes, thank you.
See, I'm trying to remind you, but I'm also trying to eat at the same time.
The folks will be very happy about
So
that.
Chef is just topping the Belvita crackers now with the pumpkin yogurt mixture.
There you go.
And then we're going to add the final touch of my favorite, diced pecans.
Yeah.
These are always really fun to use.
My dad would be very happy to hear that you said pecans instead of pecans.
Oh, I didn't really do it intentionally. So they look really awesome.
That's good. That's
All right.
great.
So I'm going in for the chicken salad here, but
chips.
Chef also prepared for us some awesome sauces that we're
Awesome
going to...
sauces.
Awesome. Oh, boy, I didn't even realize. I have to go for my favorite first.
Okay. Gotta have that raspberry. I'm going to try some of this chicken salad with it was broccoli sprouts, right, Chef? Yeah, broccoli sprouts. Let's see if I can grab some of that. Ooh, I'm going to get a little bit. Yes, I'm going to put it on the cracker, too. I mean, you had them there.
So you know how I feel about Redner's chicken salad to begin with.
Yeah. And so, is it more special?
It's more special.
Yay!
This is the real deal here. Yeah. This is the real deal. I'm going in for the honeydew.
It's really good. And what's really great about this one is that Chef just pieced it together.
Yeah.
We didn't have to do any cooking for this one. It's just stuff that you mix together.
And so, for those of you who were listening to commercial breaks instead of our candidness in between breaks,
Yes.
Chef said to me, well, Meredith, I know you know this. I know you could have made those dips, the sauces. And I said, yeah, but I don't know if I would be prompted in my brain. Sometimes you need to see it, live it. And that's one thing I notice when I go out and I do cooking classes. I'm not always teaching something outrageous or something wild, but it's just to have somebody hands-on kind of experience it and engage and say, oh, wow, I can do that. And that's one of the great things about Redner's. And, when Chef and I get to go out into the community and the public and talk to people, or even just here on social media, we really love doing that and just really inspiring people to try different things.
Of course.
So, I have to try the tortellini before we go.
And of course, the music plays as soon as I take a bite. All right, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to Redner's Food for Thought once again. And thank you, Meredith. And thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Annie P.
And thank you, everybody out there, for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next month. There's plenty more fall flavors out there. Make sure you stop by Redner's Warehouse Markets today. Take care, folks.
WEEU and online at WEEU.com.